Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this fabulous location on a wet Tuesday morning. As NABS Chairman, it's my great pleasure to welcome you to the President's Breakfast for 2015. It's a spiffing new location, picked not just because of Stephen's movie star good looks, but because we all secretly fantasize about bunking off one day and just spending the morning in a cinema. NABS is the living, breathing embodiment of the commitment of this industry to the welfare of its people. And as we've just seen in the film, the organisation supports a huge number of people in a huge number of ways. This achievement should be a matter of pride, but the fact that there is ever-growing appetite for NABS services is a bittersweet reminder that the demands that the industry makes on its people and those pressures are not easing, they are increasing. You won't be surprised that NABS has been reflecting on this significantly over the course of the year. Before I invite Diana to tell us about NABS' next chapter, we have some significant thank yous to make to all the people who enable NABS to do what it does so well, as well as some congratulations and some award winners to congratulate. So I'd like to ask our President, Stephen Myron, to lead those thanks.
Thank you very much, Ian. It's lovely for you to offer out your front living room this morning for all of us. But what Ian has said is actually very, very true, because I know from many conversations that I have, and I'm sure many of you also have, that NABS could not achieve what it does without the support of so many of you in this room this morning. Because you know what it all means, you know the kind of things that go on, whether it's encouraging your teams to take part in NABS services, selling tables, providing or buying prizes, or just putting forward teams of participants. So much work goes on. You just donate your time, for which we are very, very grateful. So I get the very, very lovely task this morning of doing some thanks and congratulations. And there are many people here this morning who we would like to thank. The people whose help, guidance and support are vital to NABS and impossible for it to continue without that support. And this room represents a huge portion of those people who donate their time. So whether you're a member of a NABS committee, a corporate partner, a speaker, a mentor, or ambassador, whether you're based in London, Manchester, Scotland, or at Peterhouse, or whether you're either actually working at NABS, you just give up your resources, your time, your efforts, your energies. It's incredible what so many people do for this amazing charity. So without it, we would be in a much, much poorer place. So thank you to each and every one of you who, one, give your time up this morning, but more importantly, give your time up across the whole year to support NABS. And I think you all deserve to give yourselves a little round of applause for doing everything that you do. So thank you. It's also my honour to say congratulations to a number of people. So first up is Fast Forward. Every year, 80 of the industry's brightest young talent take part in Fast Forward, which is NABS' training program offering team-based competition and expert speakers. And this year, an amazing live brief from Stonewall, which you heard a little bit about in the film. So huge congratulations to the winners of this year's brief, which were Team Rivera, and their mentors, I don't know whether they're here, Clive Baker and Elliot Millard. And thanks, of course, also to Mark Crichton. I don't know whether Mark's here. Nope. Okay. Well, in his absence, someone could take his credit. And also to Ruth Hunt and her wonderful team at Stonewall, because they gave an exceptional, exciting live brief that I know the teams absolutely relished. The other congratulations and thanks goes to the WACL Future Leaders Award. It's a training bursary that offsets the cost of courses designed to give young women the skills they need to thrive in this, we know, very, very competitive marketplace. And it's NABS' honour to actually administer this particular bursary. And congratulations go to this year's winners, there before you, who I remember their faces because they are expected to lead our industry in the future, and they've got sort of a high bar to overcome, because if you look at some of the incredible women currently in our business, I think they're setting the standard that hopefully these ladies will continue to follow. So they're going to make a huge difference and significant impact for the future. And lastly, and congratulations to this year's NABS Centurions, those identified by their peers as constantly going above and beyond, always giving something back to this business and this industry and to their colleagues, companies and wider communities. So these people were all recognised at the NABS Strangers in the Summer event earlier on in the year. So now on to the awards part, which is a very, very special element of the NABS breakfast. So, we've got something going on here. Right. First up is the Ron Miller Award. And we know that this is, and you will know if you've been here before, for outstanding support of our industry's charity. We also, at NABS, operate a number of committees. Many of you sit on some of those. There's many, many different ones. But we need a lot of contacts and skills to help NABS offer the best possible services. So we have from the Stranger Than Summer Committee, the rugby committees, to the regional and Peacehouse committees, and they all consist of people really committed to helping and supporting NABS. Now this year, the award goes to someone who belongs to a vital NABS committee, and that is the Support Committee, who gives guidance to NABS on the administering of grants to help ease financial difficulties of those who really, really do need it. And this person has been an incredible advocate for a long time and offered a great contribution to the committee. However, what stands this person apart is the impact that actually telling their story has made to those people who've come to NABS and has really helped us raise much needed funds. Their openness in sharing how NABS supported her when the world of work collided with the sudden ill health of her husband reminds us all on a really regular basis that none of us are immune to what life has and can throw at us. So, this hugely deserved award goes to the wonderful, the very glamorous Amanda Pitt. Amanda, where are you? Come on now. And we have a new award. Now, I wish I could take all the credit for this, but we are going to introduce an award called the President's Award. And it's an award that really recognises the significant hard work that goes on behind the scenes for NABS. And it's very easy to underestimate quite how important the media donations are to NABS. I've sat involved with NABS for a long time, and certainly the media part of what we do at NABS helps make a massive difference. So whether it's the amazing team at Group M, led by Nick Theakston, who I know is here today, and I think deserves a round of applause just for everything he does.
Wherever you are. Hello, thank you.
And within that, the print donations. Print makes up a huge, huge proportion of the media donations, so that's critically important. It actually makes up 1/3 of all the donations that go towards NABS. And it's not always an easy sell squeezing money out of very difficult media owners. And it requires a lot of determination, a huge amount of skill and commitment. And so over the last 7 years, one person has consistently helped NABS do this, and they've secured a huge amount of money and a massive amount of donations. And so we want to offer a very special award to him. And that person is Mr. Adam Crowe, who is head of print at MediaCom. This is like one of those Oscar moments, mate. You know you're old when you get one of these. So, but I've known Adam a long, long time, and he has been incredible in his passion for NABS and his determination to ensure that he gets the most amount of donations out from all the media owners and the print media owners that he deals with. He's done that, and he's continued to grow it, And despite quite difficult times for some media owners, Adam has done an amazing job year round, never ever raises any problems with it, just gets on with it in true focus style. So we want to recognise Adam's contribution to NABS by offering him this first ever NABS President's Award. He is unbelievably the best recipient I could think of for this. So come on up, Adam. Adam Crowe. You've got to run up, mate.
We want you to jump.
Come here. Give it a big hug. Well done. So I think Ian's going to come back up. It's enough for me. I just thank you for all of you, for everything that goes on, to the team at NABS who do an amazing job. And since Diana has started, I know she'd want me to say thank you to the NABS people and the NABS team, because they have been giving her incredible support since she took over from Zoe. So to the NABS people, thank you for all your work. And I'm now going to hand back to the wonderful, glamorous Mr. Ian Pearman.
Very good.
Come back, it's slightly more full.
Thank you, Stephen. A walking reminder that men always look better with a tan. So 11 months ago, following a very extensive search exercise, which some people in this room were very closely involved with, NABS were delighted to identify and then hire a wonderful new CEO in the shape of Diana Tickle. For the few of you who have not had the very great pleasure of meeting her yet, Diana is a hugely experienced executive with a unique blend of charity and marketing experience. Before joining NABS, she spent 10 years at the wonderful charity Barnardo's in various strategy and communication roles, overseeing marketing, retail, HR, fundraising for the brand, with responsibility for over 1,500 staff and 90 plus million in turnover. We did fib to her about quite how much money was involved at NABS, but we're aiming for 90 million, so that's the plan, and 1,500 staff. Before taking up the additional responsibility of acting deputy CEO for Barnardo's in 2013. Previous to joining Barnardo's, she'd also spent over a decade working for some great advertising agencies, including Brand, Osprey, and Lions. So brings to NABS a unique blend of agency and charity skills. In short, she was a catch. So please welcome to the stage NABS CEO Diana Tickle.
I'm just going to move this because I'm a little bit shorter than my gentlemen colleagues. Good morning, everybody, and thank you very much, Ian and Stephen, for those introductions and the awards. And congratulations, Adam and Amanda. Sorry to surprise you. That's what it's about, though. One of the things I said when I first joined NABS was that I felt that the next era of NABS needed to be about NABS finding its own voice. And the Ron Miller Award for me is very much about that. It's about all of you with the ability and the involvement with NABS to talk about your experiences, whether it's personal, whether it's your friends, or whether it's just the help that we give your organisations. But the more of us that can find our voices and talk about NABS to your organisations will make a massive difference. And that's why that Ron Miller Award feels so important to me today. But before I talk about strategy for NABS going forward, I would like just to reflect just one personal thank you from me on top of everything that's been done. And that's to the NABS trustees, dotted around the room. Most of you are here. Thank you so much for everything you've done since I've joined and to enable me to find my feet. But in particular, I want to say one thank you, and that is to the individual who really helped coach me into the organisation, hand over and make everything much more easier for me, and that's NABS Treasurer and Trustee, Robin White. Thank you. Robin Price. Sorry. So before we go on to sort of big strategy things, I guess there's two things that have struck me about NABS as I arrived into this organisation and the research we've been doing. First is that statistic. 70%, more than 70% uplift in emotional calls to NABS in the last year. On top of that, that's just one figure in isolation. On top of that, all our calls are up, and the demand for our services in general is up. NABS has adapted over the years to the changing organisation and the changing environment that we work in, but continue to speak out on those individuals and support those individuals. And it's really important that we go forward, I think, trying to deal with some of these challenges. Why are we 70% up on emotional support in an environment where we should be thriving as we come out of recession? And I want to use that opportunity to talk about how we change that and how we enable NABS to find its voice going forward. The second thing that I've really been impressed about with NABS is the support from this community in front of me. You've given me such a warm welcome, and you give the organisation a welcome, and you believe that by helping each other and coming together collaboratively, we can help raise the standards of the whole organisation and the whole of the industry. There are over 100 people here today. When we pull together, we really can make a difference, and thank you for that. Ian alluded to some of my background, account management, and then a client mainly for BBH, for Bernardo's. I certainly learned that working when you're with an agency and a client, that one of the key things to strategy is to find your brand truth. And I think NABS brand truth sits in those words that we've looked at before. How is it that we continue to adapt and support individuals and continue to be flexible? And that is absolutely key to going forward. How do we ensure that there's a strength of community behind us and that we continue to pull together to raise all the standards in the industry, support people, and continue to bring that forward and start bringing NABS's voice? So we've been working on a new vision for NABS, and that comes from those elements that I've just been talking about. We want to really, really believe and demonstrate completely that we believe in the well-being of people in this industry. Unless we support our people through these times, we will not survive, we will not thrive in this competitive environment. I really, really don't want to be back here next year saying we've had another 70% uplift on the number of calls to NABS for emotional support. What can we do better to support our people in our exciting, thriving, challenging business? But we need to do something to improve those figures and make it look like we really, really care and we really support the people that are in it. Along with our new vision of trying to get everybody to believe and demonstrate that we truly support well-being, we want to be able to prove and champion the way we work. So the change for NABS is very much about championing. We currently work quietly, often behind the scenes, supporting people through the good times and the bad. But what we really, really want to do now is start championing standards. So the shift for me for next year is how we pull together to champion standards alongside supporting and improving everybody. If we all work together, we can all thrive, and by thriving together, we can ensure our industry thrives and competes on the global stage. That's the new thing, the championing. And I really want NABS voice to come through that. So bringing that back to NABS voice, NABS becomes a much more champion organisation, and I want you to help me do that. We've got 3 pillars of structure that we want to put behind this in terms of how you deliver strategy. The first one is about continuing to support individuals. We uniquely support individuals through the ups and the downs and the journeys of their careers, often catching people when things go wrong, helping them get back into work as an absolute key priority. We want to support more people are coming to us. I need your support to do that. We also want to make our services much more accessible, and including that is the extension of our services out into the regions. We currently work in Manchester and Scotland. We have lots of committees who are actively fundraising, but we don't provide a lot of support there. That's a big shift for next year, trying to improve the reach of our services outside of London. The other thing I want to do is continue to build this community. Thank you so many of you for being here today. Let's come together. Let's continue to help share standards, share good practice so that we can get that out there. And that leaves us to my third pillar, which is about sharing expertise. NABS does have quite a unique perspective on what is going on in a lot of your organisations. That's obviously confidential. So many people are doing really, really good things, but other people are still struggling in our industry. We want to be able to use our knowledge. We're going to enhance it with experts from other areas of our business, but also from the world of work, so that we can start tailoring and bringing great solutions to the organisations that we support, and you support us. So 3 examples of what we're going to be doing next year that's different. The first one is a big relaunch of our Working Parents programmes, launched a couple of years ago to support working parents. We've got the excellent support of McGowie Bowen, who are helping us with a campaign. Where's Rick? Give us a wave. Thank you very much. He's up there at the back. Thank you for your support. We're going to new research. We're going to do some round tables. We're going to have some fresh data, some new think pieces, all for the spring, to really pull people together to say, how do we make working parents better supported in this industry? How do we ensure we allow them to be great parents at home and great employees? And this is the men as well as the women. I want everybody involved to help do that. So that's going to be a big push in the spring, extending those services into the regions as well. Following that, we want to build our resilience programme. A number of you will know that we already run a number of workshops and coaching to help people cope with the pressures of the industry. Directly based on those figures that we're 70% up, we will be relaunching our resilience programme later in the year with extended services and continuing to enable people to get the right skills to cope in this challenging environment, as well as cope with the things that when life throws them a curved ball. Really important is that we continue to develop our events programme and portfolio. Stranger Than Summer remains our absolute pinnacle event with the biggest raising of funds, and we need to focus on some more events that raise more money and are certainly more cost effective than one or two that we've got in our programme at the moment, and we need to be really strong about making decisions about what we do, what new decisions and new events we take forward. And then on top of that is this regional offer, getting out to Scotland and the regions, as well as extending the work in London. So we're quite ambitious with all this. I've shared this with some other colleagues and they said, my goodness, Diana, what are you going to do in your afternoons? So maybe I've not got enough in there. But anyway, we will be there, and we think we need some new help to enable this to happen. I'm absolutely delighted that McGowie Bowen are helping us with working parents. We've got Chael this year working with us on marketing for the Stranger Than Summer committee. We've had a number of you all supporting us over the years with different pro bono pieces of activity. But this year, we really need to step that up. And I want to partner with a strong agency that enables us to formally work through our marketing and communications. So in the new year, we'll be looking for a partner that means that we can work and build on the pro bono work that we've had in the past, but also move into a more formal, long-term partnership, which means we can improve our marketing communications in a joined-up way, in an integrated way, to ensure that we reach all those that need to know about us and our services, and get our communications clear and consistent and stretched out to the organisation. So thank everybody who's supported us so far. We're building our 2016 team. If you're passionate about the things I've talked about, if you want to get involved, there's opportunities for trustees, there's opportunities for people to get involved with new committees. Let me know, keep in touch, and we will involve you. If you've got a bit more time, I need somebody who's got a bit of time, as well as the roles in their organisations, to really come together. So overall, I believe that together, if we work together, we really can ensure that the culture of our industry enables people to thrive, and therefore our businesses thrive. And let's knock that 70% back into a cocked hat. Thanks very much.
Sorry, me again. It's like a bad trilogy. So I hope what you heard today inspires and encourages you to continue supporting all the wonderful work that Diana and her team continue to do, and crucially cajole everybody else that you know into helping as much as they can. The list of how you can help, the specifics of how you can help over the next 12 months is very long and very varied, but every contribution, no matter how small, will be hugely appreciated. If you're looking for a little specific inspiration, what you might be able to do is a little list. Could anybody help Diana with the Working Parents campaign, for example? Give your time for the round tables she mentioned. Help promote the campaign within your own organisations. Or add further insight or thinking to some of the strategic background behind that campaign. It's going to be fueled by examples and data. And of course, there's a myriad of ways that you can help NABS more broadly become a corporate or a personal donor. You could sponsor an event. You could offer those money can't buy prizes for our Big Bash auction. Join our 100 Club and offer some of your very valuable time to mentor people in need of help and advice, similar to the ones who benefited we saw in the film. Speak at one of our events, or betray a friend and make them speak at an event instead. Offer to loan NABS some office space, particularly key for our Fast Forward programme that always needs places to do the things that they do. Or offer to stage a bespoke event. Whatever you can do, all of the people at NABS and all of its beneficiaries will be hugely, hugely grateful, as we are, for your attendance this morning. Thank you for listening, and I hope it's provided some encouragement, inspiration. Thanks.